Hello, everybody. I'm going to go over 10 classic SAT math questions. Okay, so this is all from the site. I'm just trying to offer some valuable solutions. So, if you want to learn more, guys, I recommend you go to this site and explore it. It's a good site. Okay, so if 2 to the x times 4 equals 2 to the 16th, what's the value of x? So we're just going to say 2 to the x times 4, which is 2 times 2, equals 2 to the 16th. So x has to be 14, okay? 14 plus 2 is 16, okay? When you keep, so I'm going to rewrite it as x plus 2 equals 2 to the 16th, and now we can see it's pretty clear, okay? When you multiply exponentials with the same base, you keep the base and add the exponents. X plus 2 is 16, x clearly has to be 14. The lengths of two sides of a triangle are 4 and 9. What is the greatest possible integer length of the third side? Whenever you see this type of problem, you want to add them and subtract them, the two numbers. The side is always going to be between that, okay? I'm not going to go into the theory, but just that's a really good thing to know. So the greatest integer length is going to be 12 units. Okay? It has to be less than 13. And if we wanted to ask for the smallest possible length of the third side, it would be 6. Okay? All right, a car traveled 10 miles an hour at an average speed of 30 miles per hour and then traveled the next 10 miles at an average speed of 50 miles an hour. What was the average speed in miles per hour? So remember, guys, that rate times time equals distance. Okay, so at first, you go 10 miles at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. So the time has to be 1/3, okay? So the first trip, 30 times a third is 10, okay? This first trip took 1/3 of an hour. Second trip, for very similar reasons, took, I'm going to put 50 here instead, okay? 10 and 50, so it's going to be, 10 over 50 or 1/5 of an hour, okay? And the total time is a third plus a fifth, okay? So that's just 8 over 15, okay? So we want to find the rate for the whole trip. It's total distance divided by total time, okay? So we're going to take our total distance, which is 20, divided by 8 over 15. So we multiply by the reciprocal, we get 20 times 15 over 8. And we can simplify this, okay? Divide by 4, we get 2 over here, we get 5 over here. Okay, so 5 times 15 is 75. 75 over 2 is 37.5. Okay, so 37.5, and we should say miles per hour, okay? Great. Okay, the average arithmetic mean age of a group of, this is 15 teachers, is 40 years. If 6 additional teachers are added to the group, then the average age of the 21 teachers is 44 years. Okay, what is the average age of the 6 additional teachers? So I recommend we use the surplus deficit approach, guys. We want the mean to be 44, okay? So it says that 15 have a average of 40. So they're below the mean by 4. 4 times 15 is negative 60. So far I have negative 60 as my deficit, okay? And now these 4 teachers, okay, they need to have a surplus of what? They need to have a surplus of 60, okay? So each one, since there's 6 teachers, we divide by 6, it gets 10. Each one has to have a surplus of 10. So 44 plus 10 is 54. Okay, that has to be the average age of the 6 additional teachers. Okay, so this method takes a little bit of practice, but you basically want to suppose every age is 44 and then make the adjustments, okay? So we had a total of 60 to make up, and then we made up the 60 here, but we have to divide by 6 to spread it out evenly among each person. So we get 44 plus 10 is 54. All right, here is just a straightforward substitution. So let's substitute a function of 2a. So that's just going to be 2a squared, which is 4a squared, and then plus 18 equals 3 times, and what's the function of a? That's just replace everything with a. So I get a squared plus 18. Okay, so we get 4a squared plus 18 equals 3a squared plus 54, 18 times 3. Don't forget to distribute. So I'm going to subtract 3a squared from both sides. I get a squared. And then I'm going to say minus 18 minus 18. So I get 36. A is plus or minus 6, but it has to be positive, it says. So we say it's 6. Okay? A tech company brought a number of computers for its employees, 6 costing $1,600 each, 4 costing $1,200 each, and Y costing $900 each, where Y is a positive odd integer. If the median price is $1,200, what's the greatest possible value of Y? Okay, so we have 1,600. This happens 6 times, okay? And then we have 1,200. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you put them in order, we want this to be the median, okay? Because we want to maximize how many things are to the left. So just think about it, guys. There's 3 right here. 3 plus 6 is 9. So we want what? What do we want? We want 9 to the left of here. Okay, we just want 9 to the left. So there has to be 9 of 900s, okay? So the greatest possible value is 9. Just use simple reasoning, get the answer, okay? We can't have 7. We can have 7, but that would make this the median. We could, if we said 11, that would push the median to 900. We don't want that. Okay, the coordinates satisfy the equation x squared plus y squared is 25. L is tangent to the circle. The x coordinate of point C is 3. What is the slope of L? So it has to satisfy x squared plus y squared is 25. C is 3. Okay, so it's x coordinate of C is 3, so this becomes 9. This has to be 16, which means the point is 3, 4. Okay, so what's the slope? I go up 4, right 3. Okay, so this slope, this line right here, has a slope of 4/3. And remember, tangent lines form a 90-degree angle, right? So this right here has to be a 90-degree angle. Since this slope is 4/3 90-degree, if lines are perpendicular to each other, their slopes are negative reciprocals, okay? So if this line has a slope of 4/3, this one has to have a slope of negative 3/4, okay? Because we want the slope of L, okay? What is the slope of L? Okay, the tangent line. So it's just, this is 4/3, so we have to say negative 3/4. All right, what is the length of CD? We want this. So this is a classic 30, 60, 90 problem. You have to know the ratios. Okay, so this is 60, this has to be 3. This is 90, this has to be double that, so this is 6. So this is now 45, 45, 90. Okay, because this is 45, this has to be 45, so this has to be 6, and this has to be 6√2. Okay, is that what the problem asked for? Yeah, CD has to be 6√2, okay? Least possible value of B. So guys, whenever you see a difference of squares, you want to use x squared plus minus y squared equals. You want to use this, okay? I'll write it here. It's a simple product, and it can really make your work easier, okay? So what's the sum? A plus B plus A minus B. So the sum is, I just get 2A. And then what's the difference? Okay, if you do all the difference carefully, you will get just 2B. And this equals, sorry, it has to be greater than or equal to 9, okay? So I get AB, divide both sides by 4, I get 9/4. Okay? So we want to minimize A, okay? So think about it, guys. How can we make, if we want two numbers to multiply, let's just say we want things to multiply to 16, okay? We could say 1 times 16, we could say 2 times 8, okay? Etc., okay? Now, we want to find the least value of B, which has to be, it's either A or greater than A. It's either greater than A or the same value as A, okay? So we want it to be the square, okay? It has to be like this scenario right here, okay? So we take the square root, we get each of them, we can make each of them 3/2, okay? 3/2 times 3/2 equals 9/4. So the least possible value of B is 3/2, okay? Because if we want to get a different value of B, since B is the same as A or greater than A, if we want a different value, we have to go down A, and that means B has to be greater. We don't want that, okay? Okay, in an acute triangle ABC, the measure of angle A is equal to 2x plus 10. The measure of angle B is equal to this. The sine A equals cosine B. So guys, whenever you see that, you're dealing with the right triangle, because let's just, this is A and this is B. Okay, so the sine of A is x over y, right? And the cosine of B is also x over y. So whenever that happens, you're dealing with a 90-degree angle. Okay, so angle A is equal to this, angle B is equal to this. What's the value of x? We know that 2x plus 20 plus x plus 46. This has to equal 90. Okay, so we get 3x plus, so 3x, let's just do, plus what's 20 plus 46 is 66 equals 90. Okay, so let's divide everything by, so I get 3x equals, okay, 24. So x has to be 8, okay? Okay, the function represents the current total population of sand sharks off the Gulf 2 years after 1980 to the nearest year. How many years did it take for the population to be 10 times larger? So you should recognize that 1,000 is 10 cubed. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. The function is just 10 cubed, right? It's 1,000 times t over 27. So we can use our exponent rules, and when our exponents are stacked, we just multiply them. So I get 3t over 27, which equals 800 times 10 to the 3t over 27, which is t over 9. Okay, so it starts off, we set t equal to 0, which is 0 years after 1980. It starts off with a population of just 800 times 10. If we want to make it 10 times greater, we want the exponent. Okay. Anything with 0 power is just 1. Okay. So we just get 800. It starts off as 800. If we want it to be 10 times as great, we're just going to make t equal to 9. Okay. Great. All right, and last one. In order to fulfill our prescription of 200 milliliters of a medication, a pharmacist must mix X milliliters of a 40% solution with Y milliliters of a 60% solution. What is the value of X? So guys, I recommend we use the allocation principle. We're mixing a 40 and a 60 to get a 55. Okay. So that means we must have more weight towards the 60 than the 40. Okay. So what do we get right here? We get 5, right? And we get 15. Okay. That means this times the weight here has to be this times the weight here. Okay. So if I make this 3, 5 times 3x is 15. This has to be 1x. Okay. So now I can say, since I have 200 milliliters, okay, I can just say 4x equals 200. Okay. And I want the value of x. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so x is just going to be 50. Okay. Divided by 4, we get 50. Okay. So when you're mixing two things, you're mixing a 40% and a 60% to get a 55%. You have to have more of the 60%. Okay. And this tells you the ratio. It has to have a 5 to 15 ratio. Okay. So good job. Let's see if we're right. So we got 12 was 50. Yeah. 11. So 59, 8. Let's see that. 50. Yep. 9. Yep. 8. Okay. So it looks like we're good. 3 halves. 6 root 2 we got. I remember. Yeah. Okay. So good job. Keep practicing. The more you practice, the better you get. Okay.